Flip over that tub of washing machine cleaner tablets sitting on your shelf, the ones the manufacturer swears you need, and read the active ingredient. Sodium percarbonate. That's oxygen bleach, and the company that makes it will quietly tell you it works by releasing hydrogen peroxide into the water. You are paying $10 or more for a fancy version of the $3 brown bottle already sitting in your bathroom. And that's just the start of it. Your washer smells like a swamp, your clean towels come out sour, and eventually a repairman tells you it is the gasket, or worse, that the machine is done and you need a new one for $700. Here's what he will not tell you. Almost all of it comes out with 3% hydrogen peroxide and a free afternoon. These are 11 things washing machine repairmen do not want you to know, and number 6 by itself can save you $300 and the whole machine. Here's why it works, and it is simpler than the repairman lets on. Hydrogen peroxide is basically water with one extra oxygen atom bolted on. That's the whole trick. The second it touches something organic, mold, mildew, bacteria, the sour funk baked into your machine, it lets go of that extra oxygen atom in a fast little reaction that tears the gunk apart. Then it breaks down into nothing but water and oxygen. No perfume covering the smell, no residue left behind to wash into your clothes on the next load, and it costs about $3 a bottle. All you need is the standard 3% brown bottle from any pharmacy or grocery store. Let's get into it. Number 1. Your clean laundry comes out smelling worse than it went in, and the machine itself is the reason. You wash a load, you pull it out, and instead of fresh, it smells faintly of mildew, or wet dog, or a damp basement. So people blame the detergent and go buy a more expensive one, and it changes nothing. It was never the detergent. Your washer is quietly coating every single load in the film of mold and bacteria living inside the drum and all the parts around it. Pour 1 cup of 3% peroxide straight into the empty drum, set the machine to the hottest, longest cycle you have got, and run it with absolutely nothing inside. The hot water carries the peroxide across every surface it can reach, killing the film that has been transferring onto your clothes wash after wash. When it finishes, wipe the drum out with a cloth and leave the door open so it dries. Run a load of old towels through after, and you will notice they come out smelling like nothing at all. That clean, neutral, no-smell result is exactly what your laundry is supposed to smell like, and probably has not in a long time. Number 2. There is a hidden filter at the bottom of your machine that is almost certainly full of standing water and rot right now. Nearly every front loader has a small access door on the lower front panel, usually a little flap you have walked right past without ever once opening, and behind it sits the drain pump filter. It is there to catch coins, lint, hair, and all the little things that fall out of pockets, and almost nobody knows it exists, let alone opens it. So it sits there slowly clogging, holding a puddle of stagnant gray water that never drains and never dries, and it turns into one of the foulest smells in the entire machine, feeding right back up into the drum on every wash. Lay a towel down first, because water is going to come out. Twist the filter cap open, let it drain into a shallow pan, then pull the trap the rest of the way out. You will probably find a slimy wad of lint and a lost coin or two. Drop the whole filter into a bowl of peroxide and water to soak, scrub out the housing it came from with a peroxide cloth, then seat it back in. A repairman will book a full service call to do this exact thing. It takes you about 5 minutes and a paper towel. Quick heads up before the next one. If fixing things yourself for pocket change is your kind of thing, I've packed a whole lot more of it into my secret ebook guides, my full step-by-step for cleaning and fixing half the stuff in your house for next to nothing. The link is right down in the description, and if you're watching this on your TV, just grab your phone and scan the QR code on my channel page and it will take you straight there. Okay, back to the machine. Number 3, the gunk hiding under the part right in the middle of your tub. On a top loader, that tall post in the center is the agitator, and on a lot of machines the cap on top of it pops right off. Underneath it and down around the base is a packed sludge of old detergent, dried fabric softener, and grime that the wash cycle never rinses away, and it sits there quietly, feeding the smell. On the newer low-profile machines, it is a squat disc called an impeller instead, with the exact same buildup collecting around its edges. Every wash, a little more softener and soap scum settles into that dead spot where the water barely moves, and it slowly becomes a warm, damp feeding ground for the same mold souring the rest of the machine. Pop the agitator cap off if yours lifts away and spray peroxide straight down into the column and all around the base. Let it foam and sit for a few minutes while it eats through the crust, then wipe out everything you can reach and run a quick rinse to flush the rest. It is one of those spots the manufacturer literally lists in the manual as needing cleaning, and one of the very last spots any owner ever actually thinks to look. Number 4. The expensive cleaner tablets are a bottle of peroxide wearing a costume. Think back to that box from the start of the video. Those washing machine cleaner tablets everybody buys, the ones the manufacturer prints right in the manual, are mostly sodium percarbonate, and sodium percarbonate is a dry powder that turns into hydrogen peroxide the instant it hits water. The company that makes the tablets says exactly that in their own product description. So every $2 tablet you drop in buys you a single wash of a slow-release capsule of the same thing already in your $3 bottle, and that one bottle holds enough for months of washes at a weaker dose with some fragrance added. Skip the tablets entirely. 1 cup of plain 3% peroxide in the drum on a hot cycle does the identical maintenance clean for pennies, as often as you like, with nothing added that ends up perfuming your clothes. And keep this next number in your back pocket, because number 6 is the one repairmen really do not want you doing yourself, the one that saves you $300 and can keep the whole machine out of a landfill. Number 5. The drawer you pull your soap into, and the cave behind it you have never once looked at. That detergent and softener drawer slides out, and the drawer itself builds up a crust of dried soap and a creeping black mildew, especially in the softener compartment where thick liquid sits and ferments between washes. But here is the part almost everyone misses. Slide the drawer all the way out of the machine and shine a phone light up into the empty slot it came from. The roof and the walls of that cavity are usually crawling with mold, dripping right back down onto everything, and no amount of wiping the drawer itself ever fixes it. Take the drawer over to the sink and let it soak in peroxide and water. If it does not slide all the way out at first, look for a small tab or release button into the slot, because these drawers are designed to come out completely for exactly this reason. Then spray peroxide straight up into the housing, let it run back out, and scrub the roof and sides of that hidden slot with a bottle brush or an old toothbrush. Dry it out and slide the drawer back in. That cave you never see is one of the single biggest reasons a machine smells musty again the day after you were sure you cleaned it. Number 6. The smell that survives everything you do and the exact reason a repairman tells you to just buy a new machine. This is the big one. You clean the drum, the filter, the drawer, the door seal, and within a week, the funk crawls right back. That's because the worst of it is not sitting anywhere you can reach with a cloth. It is a thick layer of black biofilm caked inside the outer tub, the sump, and the drain hoses, all the plumbing hidden behind the drum you can actually see. A repairman knows this cold, and this is where the real money is for him. He books the service call, tells you the mold is deep in the guts of the machine, and quotes you a gasket and a pump job that runs $300 without much trouble. Or he shrugs, says a washer this far gone just is not worth fixing, and points you toward a new one for $700 and up. Here's the fix he leaves out. Peroxide flows exactly where your hand cannot. Pour 2 to 3 cups of peroxide right into the drum, add nothing else at all, and run the hottest cycle the machine has. Twice, back to back. You run it twice on purpose. The first pass loosens the biofilm, and the second pass flushes it out. And you run it hot because heat and peroxide together hit the mold far harder than either one does alone. The hot water pushes that peroxide through the outer tub, down into the sump, and through every hose in the drain path, scrubbing the biofilm out of the plumbing your hand was never going to reach. Wipe the inside down, then leave the door wide open for a full day so every hidden surface dries out completely. The deep smell that was about to cost you a repair bill or a whole new machine is gone for the price of a brown bottle. If a $3 bottle beating a $700 repair verdict is the kind of thing you want more of, do yourself a favor and subscribe. This whole channel is the cheap fix the pros quietly bill a fortune for, and there is a fresh one posted every week. Alright, back to it, because a couple of these next spots are ones people never think to check even once. Number 7, the rubber door boot and the tiny drain holes hidden down inside it. If you run a front loader, that accordion of rubber sealing the door shut is a permanent damp trap, and mold absolutely loves living in the folds. Most people at least know to wipe it down, but almost nobody knows about the little drain holes tucked along the bottom edge of that boot. They are there on purpose, to let trapped water escape, and the moment they clog up with slime, water just pools in the seal, and the mold roars right back, no matter how often you wipe the surface. Tip the bottom lip of that boot down, and you will usually find a truly grim amount of black water and grime hiding in the fold, right underneath where you have been wiping this whole time. Gently pull the folds of the boot open and spray peroxide down into them, then let it sit and foam for a few minutes. Scrub the folds out with an old toothbrush, then find those little holes along the bottom and poke them clear with a cotton swab so they can actually drain again. Wipe the whole thing dry and go easy, because tearing that rubber turns into its own repair bill. Number 8, your fancy high-efficiency machine is quietly leaving soap behind on every wash. Modern high-efficiency washers are built to sip as little water as possible, which is wonderful for your water bill and genuinely bad for rinsing. There is often just not enough water in the cycle to fully carry the detergent and softener away, so a thin film of residue builds up on the drum and in the lines, and that residue is precisely what mold and bacteria sit down and feed on. It is the strange reason the newest, most expensive machines can start smelling the fastest of all. Once a month, run an empty hot cycle with 1 cup of peroxide and no detergent whatsoever. It strips the leftover soap film the short rinse never managed to remove, and it clears out the food supply the whole smell depends on. Using less detergent day to day helps a lot too, because most people pour in 2 or 3 times more than a high-efficiency machine can physically rinse back out. Number 9. The little cups and the lid on a top loader grow their own private colony. If you have a top loading machine, take a real look at the removable bleach and fabric softener cups, and then look at the underside of the lid and the rim where it seals shut. Those cups hold leftover residue and stay damp between washes, and the lid area traps warm humidity every single time the machine sits closed after a hot load. Both of them quietly grow mold you never once notice because nobody thinks to look up under the lid. It grows completely unchecked out of sight, and then every warm cycle steams a little of that mildew right back down onto your clean clothes. Pop the cups out and drop them into a bowl of peroxide and water to soak. Wipe the underside of the lid and the rim down with a peroxide cloth. Slide the cups back in, and a part of the machine that was busy seeding the whole tub with mildew is handled in about 2 minutes flat. Number 10. 2 completely free habits keep everything you just cleaned from ever coming back. First, stop sealing the moisture inside. The single biggest cause of a moldy washer is closing the door on a warm, wet drum, which is a perfect little incubator for everything you just killed. Leave the door or the lid open between washes and pull the detergent drawer out a crack so the whole machine can actually dry out. Second, once a month, run that empty hot cycle with a cup of peroxide instead of buying yet another box of tablets. Keeping the machine dry and giving it a cheap peroxide reset every few weeks means the deep biofilm from number 6 never builds back up in the first place, and that's the entire ball game. A dry machine that gets a regular reset does not stink, does not grow mold, and does not send you out shopping for a new one. And stick around for the very last one, because it is the tip that matters most if there are kids or pets in your house. Number 11. The one load you should always sanitize the machine after, and almost nobody ever does. Some things go through your washer that leave behind a good deal more than a stain. Pet bedding, cloth diapers, underwear, gym clothes, soaked through with bacteria, towels used to mop up after somebody was sick. The machine washes all of it, but it does not sterilize itself afterward, so the very next load, which might be your kids' clothes, gets washed in whatever the last one left clinging to the drum. After a load like that, add a cup of peroxide to the empty drum and run a short, hot rinse before you wash anything else. It disinfects the drum so yesterday's mess does not quietly ride along into tomorrow's laundry. It is the exact kind of sanitizing step a repairman or a cleaning service would happily put on a bill, and it costs you one splash from the brown bottle. Out of everything on this list, this is the one you will not want to skip, because the very next load in that drum could be your kids. Before you pour peroxide into anything, 3 quick rules keep this safe. First, use the standard 3% brown bottle, and only that. The much stronger 35% food-grade version can burn your skin and is total overkill for a washing machine. Second, and this one matters, never mix peroxide with anything else in the machine. Do not run it with bleach, sitting in the dispenser, and never combine it with vinegar, because peroxide and vinegar together make peracetic acid, which irritates your eyes and lungs. It goes in on its own, in a clean, empty machine, and nothing else. Third, peroxide is a mild bleach, so keep it to empty maintenance cycles and spot test anything colored first. And store the bottle somewhere cool and dark, because light turns it back into plain water. If it does not fizz when it hits the drum, it has gone flat, so grab a fresh one. So the next time your washer smells like a swamp, or your clean laundry comes out sour, and you are one click away from ordering another box of those cleaner tablets or booking a repairman, go look under your bathroom sink first. That same $3 brown bottle does the exact maintenance the tablets charge you $10 for, and it reaches the deep mold a repairman wants $300 to go chasing. The machine was almost never as far gone as they made it sound. They just needed you not to know what the little brown bottle could do. Now you do.